Okay, so 7 practices in. How are you feeling?
Hey, we feel good about the kids' effort and attitude leading up to day 7. Saturday was our first day in full pads, and got them on film and got some good looks and some things accomplished.
Coming into this year, we got a lot of skilled players returning. Can you talk about that? Guys that are just familiar with the offense here for a third year or a 4th year maybe, and some guys that are starting for a 2nd or 3rd year.
We return a lot. I mean, we're awfully excited about the group of kids that we have coming back. We have a lot of skilled guys. We're still piecing things together up front, but we think we can be an awful good football team if we get the right pieces up front to get bodies moved.
Anytime you have a quarterback like Jake that has been through the rigors of one season and has been in this offense for a couple of years now, what kind of luxury is that?
It's great. I mean, obviously somebody that you can trust and believe in. He's going to fight for Shenandoah football, and those are the type of people you win with. And everyone's just a year older and a year stronger, and the system is going to be that much easier for them to pick up, and the decision-making process and the reads and those types of things will be smoother year 2.
In terms of some of the other backs, can you talk about those guys specifically and some of the guys that are coming back and their familiarity with it as well?
Right off the top of my head, Taylor Rogers, Logan Roberts, Jordan Miller, Kyle Owens are some of the guys that are going to be, featured in our backfield. And with our 3-back set, we're trying to get the ball in as many people's hands as possible, and they're going to be looked to do, a big bulk of the work for us.
Can you talk about the offense and how it's kind of changed a little bit over the years? I know you've spread it out a little more the last year or so. What kind of changes have been made within that offense?
Yeah, schematically, I mean, we want to keep things consistent, but I mean, as far as personnel, you need to make changes and adjustments, and as far as making reads and getting the kids angles and down blocks, whether we have undersized linemen or not, it'd be a system that we can use year in and year out, and they continue to learn it and pick it up.
How about, you mentioned kind of piecing things together up front. Can you talk about the offensive line there and who you've got on the line, and some guys, I mean, are they new? Are they all new? Some of them coming back?
We return a lot. J.D. Lewis, Austin Fichter, and Colton Lease, and Alex Laughlin are 4 seniors that have been getting a lot of reps up front, and we're just looking for a few more pieces there. Obviously, you need more than 4. We'd like to have 8 to 9 guys that we could rotate in there. So those 4 seniors up front are really leading the way and doing a nice job for us.
I like offense, so I talk about offense quite a bit, and that's all I've talked about so far. So let's go to the defensive side. Same guys coming, I mean, in terms of the guys you'd be counting on?
Yeah, again, I mean, we're going to be very, senior dominated up front, and kids, again, know the system. We're real excited about addition to our coaching staff. Coach Irwin, as a defensive mind, has really helped us simplify things. Coach Ratliff will be calling the defense at the varsity level. We're real excited about their energy and what they bring to the table defensively.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Coach Irwin, a guy who comes over that's, he did a little 11-man, but he also was, the 8-man game and was a head coach. I mean, have you had to hold him back a little bit from getting out there and trying to be the head guy? Or what's that been like?
He's a lot of fun, and more importantly, he's very knowledgeable, and whether it's 11-man or 8-man, success is success, and he's experienced that, and he's going to help our kids get in a position to be successful.
With all that's coming back, I know you're a guy that just kind of just focuses on the next practice, but I mean, expectations overall, and maybe you always think this way, but playoff-wise, is that an expectation?
Since I've taken this job, I mean, that's always the expectation, and our kids know that, and early on, we talk about goals and those types of things, but we just control the things that we can control. I mean, effort, attitude, and at the end of the day, that's going to put us in a good position, and just keep working and focusing on how we become a better football team. But there's always a big goal out there, and that's definitely one of them.
Speaking of the playoffs, the new the system that goes into effect next year is just a 2-team playoff out of the districts. This year and the last several years has been 4. Just your thoughts overall on that, what your thoughts are on the change?
I think obviously when it's down to 16, you could say it means more, but right now these are the rules and the playoff qualification system that's in place, so it's not going to mean any less or more to us. We're going to be excited to go after it and make it happen.
I'm just, were you in favor of that or against that? I mean, I've been I've come out and said I'm totally against it, but what are your thoughts?
Right now where the position of our program's at, I think if it's top 4 and we would make it, I think it kind of depends on, you're always trying to raise the bar. But I do think that ultimately when it's 16, it's going to mean more. I think you should have a winning record. I think you should have those types of things to, to qualify and move on. But, right now this is what's in place, and we're going to go after that, whether it's 4, 3, 2, or 1. We're going to be excited either way.
Definitely some pros and cons on either side. Looking at your district, and it says we kind of moved from the playoffs to the district this year. I know Clarinda won it last year, and East Sac County was the number 2 team. They've got a lot coming back. Clarinda seems to have a little bit coming back at least. So what do you? I mean, overall, I could go all the way down the line here, but what are your thoughts on the district?
Yeah, we want to be competitive. It's going to be a competitive district, and that's week in and week out. And, again, I don't want to just give you the same answer, but we're focusing on just ourselves and getting better. And come district play, obviously we start with Riverside, followed by Mount Air. That'll be a 2 good tests for us going into district play. And we start with Red Oak week 3, followed up by Southeast Valley at home. So we're just going to go one week at a time and look to be very competitive in our district.
Tell me about the process of getting ready for Riverside. Is that already started in terms of installing something and scouting them? Or I know you've played them a couple of years in a row here, but when does that kind of go into play?
Definitely. Right now we're not doing anything out here that's not going to be implemented or used August 28th. So, we're a lot of fundamentals, a lot of those types of things, but our number 1 focus right now is August 28th and beating Riverside, and we're excited to play at home and start the season at Mustang Field.
Coach, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, and we'll be wishing you best of luck this year.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming out.
In your second year as a starter, and obviously you've kind of known the system here the last, going back 3 or 4 years, I suppose. What's it like for you, coming out here to practice, kind of knowing exactly what to expect on that offense, and how familiar? Are you got 100% down pat?
Obviously, it helps to know the plays and to be familiar with the offense, so I can help the other guys behind me. I feel like I've got the playbook pretty down, and I can answer any questions. I can read the defense, figure out the text, and I still need to work on figuring out the reads, but it gets better every day.
Yeah, you kind of delved into something there a little bit. A touch on in terms of. You're not just the guy who takes the snap and hands it off or whatever. You got to do a lot of stuff. Take me through that.
Yeah, so it's all based off of the text on the defense, and however they're set up, he kind of just lets me just run at it, and I just kind of get to pick which way we're going to go, and just run with it.
You got some experienced guys behind you too, and in front of you. Like he said, like Coach said, a lot of guys back. That helps as well. What's the familiarity with the actual guys you're playing with? How big is that for you?
That's real big. That just not being able to, not having to answer questions is real good. So the more reps we get, the better. The more time we spend talking is just wasted time.
Now, I know Coach doesn't get it too much into the grand scheme, the big expectations, but for you in your senior season, what are you expecting from this year?
I think every year we've just wanted to make the playoffs, and we just need to make that happen this year.
I know it's been 28 years since that's happened. Do you guys feel pressure about that at all, or is it just go out there and play?
He just focuses one day at a time, and I think that's all just right in the back of our mind. But there's no thinking about it today, tomorrow. Just
how far do you look ahead in terms of just looking at the district? I know you've got 2 non-district games first, but looking overall at the district, have you looked at and thought about who's all coming back for some of those teams, or is that not kind of your style?
The first district game is, I guess, Red Oak, and we want to beat Red Oak, so that's probably our first thinking on the district. But after that, I really don't care right now.
Riverside's first. What can you say about meeting them again? I know it's a team you've played the last several years.
Yeah, we expect to win, but we're not about to let up or slow down. We're just gonna take it head on and go after it.
And I guess before I let you go, is there anything? Does it feel any different? 7 practices in, but is this year feel different than previous years, or is it just kind of same old, same old?
For me personally, it's
for you or for your team or whatever.
I guess for me it feels like way different. I've never played last year was my first year ever playing quarterback, and I'm just still running with it. And I think for the whole team, we're ready to go.
Jake, thanks a lot, and good luck to you guys this year.
Thank you.